I'm Charles Updegrove. I'm one of the product managers here at Samsung.
Okay.
Right.
And what are we looking at today?
So there's a variety of great new AI features and updates that we have on the S25 series. So the majority of the features are available to work across those devices, and some of them are even enhanced by new capabilities within the processor itself. So it's a combination between AI enhancements and capability of AI powered by the processor. So this time around, you will see that one of the main advantages that we have is that we created a feature called Now Brief. So this feature basically what it does, it collects information from the user, and it's very tailored. So it's like curated AI, and it collects information from a variety of apps to create like more contextual information. So for example, here I can see like the brief of my day, and you can see it in the morning or later in the afternoon. It provides me information about where I am, the weather, if I have any events. There's a playlist that I usually hear, like in your daily commute. It also connects to information like from your watch or your ring, like energy score. And for example, if you have a contact that has like a birthday, it will also link to other features, such as drawing assist, where basically when you tap here, like, okay, let's create a card, so we don't forget that it's Michael's birthday, tap on it, and this is a new prompt, this is a new UI for drawing assist. So in this case, it'll go into already create like chocolate cake with candles. Okay, let's try this. We'll tap generate. Again, we're going to send this directly to our buddy Michael because it's his birthday. So using generative AI, it creates this. You can tap done, and it'll send it over to him. So it's another great way to have all these features. They're all localized in this new Now Brief, which we're calling.
How do you activate the AI agent?
The AI agent, okay, so basically it's depending what you're doing. So if you were to search for things in your gallery, say, I mean, right now people have a lot of images in their gallery, and you want to find something very specific, you could basically tap the search button, and then you would say, hey, find pictures of wedding in Pittsburgh. So I'm being very prescriptive in this sense. So I'm asking it to find pictures of a wedding, but in addition to that, I was asking for those pictures that I took in Pittsburgh itself. So anyway, this is a great picture. This is a great way to find more contextual information as well. Say that you took pictures of a wine in another specific location, right? Show me pictures of wine bottles in Suwon. So maybe you had a trip and you want to find those specific pictures. Again, even though you may have pictures of a variety of things, you can still narrow it down to a tag or to a location as well. Because a picture is more than just a picture. It's tied to a variety of things. So it's a great way to help consumers try to navigate and find their way through their calendar, or even through specific like features that they're trying to find. So prompt is in the same way. If you're trying to find something that can help you like increase the font size, help me increase the font size.
There's 3 colors in the babies. And, sorry, 3 colors in the nuns.
Okay, and it'll take you to those options. So usually you have a friend or someone that calls you like, hey, how do you do this? Is there a specific feature? How do I turn this on? This is another great way to have like that capability built in to automatically find it and help. Another great feature is CrossApp Actions. So CrossApp Actions basically allow the combination of utilizing a personal assistant, in this case Gemini, and interacting with it with our own native apps. Say for example, there's a game that you want to add to a calendar. So basically long press the side key, add the upcoming Buffalo Bills game to my calendar. So it starts to do a couple of things. So in the background, it's going on the web, searching for that game, identifying it, and then talking to my calendar.
All right, you've got a new event set for this
So and
Sunday
it sets
at
it directly
6:30
to my
p.m.
calendar,
called
so it already
Buffalo
had it.
Bills
So
versus
in just one very simple sentence, it's doing a variety of things. Same thing, you can do it, ask it to go to find a specific place, text it to a friend. The same way it will talk to Google Maps, it will talk to the Messenger, and it'll send it automatically. It'll provide you all this.
Is it only audio right now talking to the AI agent, or can I type as well?
You can type as well.
You can type as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You always have that option as well.
Okay.
So one way or another.
Can you explain a little bit about Bixby versus the AI agent? Like, when does the device determine which model to use?
So an AI agent can be Bixby or can be Gemini. So in this case, we're talking to AI agent because we're not very it can be any one of them.
Okay.
It all depends what is it that the consumer is trying to do. Just so to make it simple to consumers, when you're trying to get things from the web, for example, summarize a video on YouTube and add it to your notes, because you're trying to have access to it on the web, you basically do your long press, and that basically will trigger that access. For anything on the device, you just basically go to the search. And when you start talking to it, same thing goes when you're trying to find a specific setting. So either way. So we're not being very prescriptive to what is the agent. That's why it's any kind of agent. At the end is what can help the consumer get those things done in a more easier way.
What about if I'm using Google Home? Can I say, hey Google, turn off my lights? Is that still part of this, or is that no longer a thing where I can use Hey Google?
Yeah, I mean it is part of it because it's built on the same agent. Although that will be only Gemini, right?
Okay.
So
if I do something more local to my home, Gemini will understand that I'm hooked up to my smart home system, and it'll turn off the lights or whatnot.
Yes.
Okay.
In this case, because you are using that connection, yes.
It's smart enough to know that. What about, can you talk about personalization, AI personalization? I think that's going to be a big hit this year to understand who we are, what we do, pattern. How is AI agent smart enough to help me with that automation process?
Got it. Well, one of the big ones was that we just talked about. So the now brief is basically built on curated AI. So
Okay.
it makes it very tailored to you. So when you start using it, it's only when it starts to populate all this information to make it important to you. If you have a specific address, like an event that you have to go to, you took pictures of it, the recap at the end of the day is going to show you, hey, at this event that you assisted, these are the pictures that you took. And it creates like that memory as well.
So if I use TV as a sleep aid, can the AI agent, or can the new AI understand if I'm wearing a watch, the Galaxy Watch, does it know to automatically create an automation to turn off my TV for me if I'm using a Samsung TV?
It'll identify some of those features that you interact the most. So for example, here, when you tap on the additional options now brief, you can see the different content to include. And here's where you have all that. So one of them being that it can connect to your health, to your wellness. For example, your Galaxy Watch, your ring, that's how I can pull information like your sleep score or energy score. And then, for example, the next day, if you have like a meeting early morning, well, it'll identify, hey, you didn't have a very good night's sleep. Make sure the alarm is set correctly so you don't miss it. Routines, yes. So based on those routines that you utilize, or that it identifies that you are performing in a daily basis, it'll come up with some suggestions there as well. Communications, this for example, to the contacts that you've added, like their birthday, it'll give you like that quick option where you can quickly send them like an email, a greeting card. And it's utilizing other features like a drawing assist in order to do so.
How much of the processing is done online versus local?
It depends on the feature. It depends on that. But what we've done is that we've now allowed more and more features to be processed on the device. So for example, when you go here to your settings, Galaxy AI, here at the bottom, you'll see process data only on device. So you have like this master switch that for all those apps that require cloud processing, will basically limit that or use only on device. But you can also customize that for each one of the features. So for example, on Calling Assist, there is like a new feature within Calling Assist that you can record calls, you can transcribe calls, and you can summarize those calls. And you can determine if you want that summarized to be processed on cloud or on the device.
So speaking of recording, if I'm a content creator and I love to be able to control the background noise or eliminate it altogether, is there such feature now in the new AI?
Yes, and it's a very, very cool feature. So In this case, I'm gonna open a video. So any kind of video, whether you recorded the video or someone sent you the video, what AI will do, or Galaxy AI will do, you tap here on the stars, and it'll start to analyze the video. So it goes into a quick analysis process, and it identifies different sounds. So it can identify 6 different sounds. In this case, it identified voice, identified wind, and identified noise. You can use AI to basically provide you like the best sound quality. So in this case, it kept the voice, reduced completely the wind.
Oh, so you can truly control
Yeah.
the level of EQ on each of
On
those
each
sounds.
of those sounds.
Amazing.
Yes. And you can do it on the fly. So for example, the original video, you can, I don't know if you can hear it.
He's climbing up this side ledge over onto this wall, onto top of this
You can hear a
glacier.
lot of
One of us is
wind
going to
in
ramp
the
down,
background. If you tap auto, it basically removes the wind.
and I'm going to start ice climbing up this side ledge over onto this wall.
And again, if you want to have like full control, maybe you don't want the voice to be so loud. In this case, let me just remove it. So you're left only with the sound of wind. So it's very cool because it's able to identify each different sound and treat it independently. So you have like that full control over each one of them.
It's impressive how quickly everything just instantly react to your control. What's powering the new Samsung?
This is all processed on
Galaxy.
device.
Right,
So,
but is there a new chipset that
Yes.
you're using? Is
Yes.
it exclusive to Samsung? Can we talk a little bit about that?
yes. So on all these 3 devices, we have the latest Qualcomm chipset, Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. So this is a tailored version that basically allows it to have higher clock speeds, and it's very well integrated to AI. So for example, features like camera, they're further enhanced. The NPU, which basically is responsible for all the AI in the background, that processing capability has significantly been enhanced compared to previous generations. So that's why like features such as this, or any kind of camera feature, whether you're taking video, photos, zooming in, or in low light situations, they have that additional enhancement.
What about cameras? What's new?
Correct. So on the S25 Ultra, you'll see that on all the devices, I mean, you'll see like the deco has been enhanced on the camera side. But in addition to that, it's not only slimmer, the camera itself, which is the ultra wide right here, has now been enhanced to high resolution recording capabilities, right? So it basically went from 12 megapixel, which was on the S24 Ultra, to 50 megapixels. So now you have 50 megapixels on your ultra wide, 200 on your main, and then another 50 on your telephoto.
It's nice that the Ultra is no longer taking a backseat, right? Because shockingly, a lot of us do use that quite a bit.
Yeah, the thing is that more and more consumers are getting into new experiences on what they can do. Again, it's all about evolving that experience and understanding what consumers are using the most. So for example, on the camera side, now when you are like in your ultra wide, well, you can go now this on video, but for example, when you go directly here to photos, now you have those two. Well, that's, so you have 250 and 12 on your main. At 0.6, which is your ultra wide, you have the capability of 50. You have 200, but it's going to narrow it down to the picture that you're taking here. So it, as you can see, and across a variety of angles, you're able to capture high resolution as well.
So speaking of high resolution, we're gonna touch briefly on this because it's a very technical feature, logs.
Yeah.
Is that something that Samsung is now entering into that space?
Yeah, so again, we have to focus also on some of those features that are very important to those pro-grade photographers, right? That consumer that's always searching like for those additional capabilities. So built in these devices, when you go into your pro video, because again, this is not for your everyday pictures, you will see that you have log video here. So basically you tap on it and you're able to record log video, logarithmic video. Additional features are that you have like additional exposure monitors. So you have like zebra pattern, you have false color patterns as well. So you can play with those features as well. They're all built in on the Pro video setting as well. And then for those that really want to have even better experience, like when you're playing with your ultra wide and the aperture. For those that decide to download Expert RAW, you have the capability of playing with a virtual aperture.
What is that? Can you explain that in just brief detail for us? What is virtual aperture?
So virtual aperture basically controls like the foreground and the background. So like the bokeh effect, that's basically how you're playing with how the background looks like in the sense of how it looks with the foreground as well. So by controlling the virtual aperture, you're basically controlling not only the amount of light, but also like the focal point. If you want to have more of the background showing, blurring, and you can do that.
Is that kind of a fancy way of using portrait mode?
Yes, yes.
So it's not done by a physical lens opening and closing aperture, but it's software based.
Yes, but it gives you the capability
to control
of controlling that.
granularity.
Yes.
Speaking of portrait mode, what's new there?
So on portrait mode, something that is new is on the selfie camera. So across the line, we have a 12 megapixel camera here, but what is important is that it's now powered by an AI processor.
Okay.
So that is definitely new. So your ISP has that connection to AI. So basically what that means, or how that translates to the consumer, is that it's more accurate in the sense of identifying like skin tone, textures, and all that, and it can identify like objects in very unique ways. So that way color is enhanced using AI as a background.
Okay, so to wrap up, I believe 90% of the conversation is wrapped around AI. How would you summarize for all of our readers on the design side and the tech gear side, what does it mean for a general consumer in 2025 with the Galaxy S25 model?
Well, it means that it's finding that right balance between hardware enhancement as well as AI. So AI continues to be new in the market, and it's adding more and more consumers that are excited by it and that want to use it. But this has to come hand in hand with the hardware that can back that up. So you want good processing capabilities in order to leverage AI capabilities as well. So it's a tie-in. And again, it all depends what does the audience want to do with it. You will have some that are focused on gaming, right? So you have to have performance that can support that. Great qualities in the screen, as well as great processing, heat dissipation technology there. Maybe you have some that are focused on camera experience. So therefore you have capabilities within the processor that enhances that capability as well. So it applies determining what they want to do, but it's a combination that has to go hand in hand between hardware features and AI features.
Lastly, I'm ready to upgrade. I've got to know what device, Galaxy device. Sustainability is really important to us at Yanko Design. What can you speak to Samsung's commitment to giving back to Mother Earth?
Yes, so for that we definitely have a variety of programs. So we have a certified renew programs that basically pick up devices through trade-in offers, and those devices go back to factory itself. In the factory itself, they get a brand new battery and a new screen if it needs it. For those devices that are damaged when they come in, we are recycling some of those components to give them a second life. So we are utilizing a variety of materials. For example, on the base of the Plus model, the S25 and the S25 Plus, the frame, the armor aluminum frame, is utilizing part of that recycled component material as well. And then in addition to that, we're also giving 7 years of OS and security updates as well, just to give consumers like that peace of mind that their device is there to last as well. So always focusing on how we can do more with the devices, how we can give them a second life, and how we can enhance their durability.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.